So here I'm in the middle of my tomato garden. If you look around, you see all my heirloom tomatoes and my peppers. Right there on the ground is cayenne pepper, another very medicinal. Here I have my cotton. There's basil in here, oregano, sage, thyme, everything. There is a decorative datura. You can step back to see it. It's not like the poisonous ones. And it just looks like amazing. It's relative to the trumpet vine. And here is my cotton. I wish you could feel these leaves and look at that flower. Amazing. It doesn't really smell like much. It just smells like a really, really good smelling clothing. Really freshly made good. So, witch hazel. Here's witch hazel, and you can see that here are the flowers have dried out here. These little things here, the flowers have dried out already from last year, and it's a great it's cooling, it's drying, and it's one of the best remedy for acne. It's an astringent. It's an antifungal, antibacterial, and an antimicrobial and antioxidant. And it's a deodorant. You can use it as deodorant, and it kills all the bacteria in your sweat. Really icky stuff in your sweat. It is good for varicose veins and hemorrhoids. It tones blood vessels. It tightens lines and wrinkles. Ooh, good. Soothes aching muscles. And is a great, it tones, it's like a great meal for your skin. You're feeding your skin a very nourishing meal when you put on this stuff every day. This amazing, it's a decoction. You can buy it, but it's white in the stores because the aloe in it. But if you make it yourself, you boil it, the witch hazel, the leaves and twigs, stems, and you boil them in water, and it will get really nice brown, and then you add in grain alcohol to make it last a while. And I have a bunch of it in the house. Okay, and here I have my witch hazel we made. It's a big bottle of it. We've made like the beginning of this year, I think, around that time last year. It stays a while with the grain alcohol, but this is the color that the stuff you make at home looks if you don't add all the aloe juice and all the other things they add to it in the stores. But I personally think it's fine like this. You can add lavender to it or any other nice essential oils to it if you want to make it smell really good. And you definitely don't want to add anything, any synthetic smells or anything to this, because then it will take out all those good things for your skin, and it's just, if that's not good for your skin, then this is not going to be good for your skin if you throw in synthetic smells and chemicals. So you definitely don't want to do that with this amazing decoction. Okay, so this is my stinging nettle here in my rain garden here. Of course, it loves this full sun here. It gets full day sun here. It goes pretty tall. You can see it's towering above my head, and it will spread like crazy. It's in ditches. It needs a lot of moisture. Here in the rain garden, it's loving it. It just is spreading like wildfire. There's my other witch hazel. This is Joe Pye weed and a bunch of other rain garden plants in here too. It's beautiful. And here's some echinacea and different things in here. And that's horsetail. And there's some horsetail. Another medicine. So I'll get back to the nettle here. The little hairs on the nettle, I'm not even going to touch it because it really stings you. But the little hairs on the nettles are full of formic acid, the same thing in ant and bee stings. It is great for, it's a great spring green. It's a great tonic, and it goes very beautifully here, and it's naturalized everywhere. grow. It will grow anywhere. You can puree it with olive oil, just like you would do with basil, or you can ice cube it with it and just throw it into things in the middle of winter when it's not growing. You can do all sorts of things with it. You can pickle them. Just make sure you let them sit a good 2.5 months, because if you don't, you're gonna get stung badly. You can put garlic in there. You can put whole cayenne peppers and amazing things. Beautiful butterfly. And you can also dry it and crush it up, and for a salt substitute. If you just start mixing it with your salt and adding a little less salt, until you're basically using mostly the nettle. It's a great substitute. It's one of a great herb in pestos. You can freeze the pesto. You can use it fresh. Just put it in a jar in the refrigerator. You can put peppers. You can put basil. You can put all kinds of different sorts of wild weeds like chickweed and lamb's quarters and all kinds of sorts of things. Sage, any herbs you want. And my father uses it in our manaso for different things. It's an amazing plant. It's very strong, and it just wants to thrive here. Different places we've grown it doesn't thrive. Here it's just like it's called this place home. I was just wanting to share just some of the medicinal, spiritual, culinary herbs that I work with. They are amazing, and all these plants you see around us, everywhere you look, there is medicine, there is food, there is spirit, and all these plants have a meaning. I've just learned about some of them in my earth schooling. All of these plants have an amazing spiritual meaning. All these plants have their own different ways of communicating with us. Some are calming, some are uplifting, some are both. They just have all a different, unique spirit. Thank you. My name is Anani Kaike, and that's it for my herbal. And that's it for my herbal sharing.